Hey everyone, welcome back to Wix Fix. I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Ryan, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a really fun Velo animation project. Now we're actually going to be using one that Wix created, and it's going to be a very beginner-friendly introduction to what you can do with Velo animation. Now I do plan to make 2 more videos for Velo animation, one for intermediate and one for advanced, and we're also going to be using Wix's own projects for that as well. And if you would like to follow along with today's and the future videos, there will be a link in the description to where you can end up on the page that I'm on and be able to follow along and do the project along with me. But let's go ahead and get started. The link in the description will take you to a page that looks like this. If I press view example, this is basically going to show you what we're going to be building in today's video. It is pretty simple. As you can see, this is pretty simple. It doesn't seem too difficult, and it's really just supposed to get the ball rolling for how you can use Velo animations. And if you ever get stuck anywhere, they actually provide you with the code down below. So even if you can't follow along during this video, they have the code right down here for you as well. But what we're going to do is go ahead and press edit now. And it's basically going to create a new website for us in our Wix dashboard. And it's going to open up the editor for us with everything we will need for this project. So as you can see, when we open up the editor in our little group here, we have all of the elements that we will need for this project. So we can just go ahead and get started with the coding, which for me, when I opened up this editor, it already had dev mode turned on, and it in fact already had the code in there. So if you don't have dev mode turned on, you can just come up to dev mode and make sure that this is toggled on. And you might have to delete the code that's already there just to make sure that you are starting from scratch just like me. But the first thing that we will need to do is actually import Wix animation or the timeline from Wix animations. So what we're going to do is import timeline from, and then we're going to say Wix animations, just like that. And you're going to notice that this is grayed out, and that's because we're not actually using any code that's currently calling that API yet, but we're about to do that in just a second. But first, under the onReady function, let's go ahead and create 2 variables, I guess. So we're going to say is const, we're going to say pink is equal to, and we need to call this pink ball. So let's go ahead and grab this. We'll say pink ball. We'll go ahead and grab this over here, and we'll say $W pink ball, just like that. And now we need to do the same thing for white. So we're going to say const white is equal to $W white ball, just like that. Perfect. So now what we need to do is create another variable, and we're going to call this one balls distance, or say underscore distance is equal to 475 minus 94, just like that. Underneath that, we're going to create another constant, call it TL. This is going to equal timeline with some parentheses. Underneath that, we're going to say dot add with some parentheses. We're going to say with some straight brackets, we're going to say pink comma white, and we're going to do a comma. We're going to do some curly brackets, and we're going to say duration 0, and y is equal to -300. Okay, then we're going to say dot add again, and we're basically going to follow the same steps. Or then we're going to say parentheses white, comma, and then with some curly brackets, duration 0, comma, x is balls distance, just like that. Underneath that, we need to say dot add, do parentheses, straight brackets. We'll say pink, comma, white. Then on the outside, we're going to say comma, do some curly brackets, say duration, 1500, comma, x equal to plus equal to 1000, comma, easing is equal to ease linear. Just like that. And basically what we just did was we created a timeline. So at time 0, which is duration, we have the pink and white ball set to -300, and we have the duration for the white ball set to ball's distance, which is 475 minus 94. Then what we did for the pink and white ball, at duration 1.5 seconds, we have set it to go 1000 pixels to the right, and with an easing of ease linear. So if we just go down to the next line and we say dot play with some parentheses and we press preview, here is what we should see. Just like that. So basically we are almost done with the code because all we need to do is now have the ball go down and to the left. So above play, what we need to do now is say dot add. We're going to do parentheses. Of course, we need to do the pink and white with a comma, some curly brackets, duration. And we need to set this one to 700, comma, y. We need to set this to 0, and comma, easing. We need to set this to be ease linear as well. Underneath that, we're going to say add. We're just going to affect the white for this one. Then we're going to do curly brackets, duration. I'm going to do 1000. X is going to be 0. And easing is, of course, going to be ease linear again. Okay. Let's do it again. And we have to do this 2 more times. So then what we're going to do is say dot add. This one's going to be pink, comma, with curly brackets, duration. I'm going to say 1 second. We're going to say x is equal to ball's distance and easing. It's going to equal to ease linear. But with this one on the outside of the curly brackets, we're going to say comma, and we're going to add minus equal 1000, just like that. And last but not least, we're going to say dot add. We're going to say pink, comma, I'm going to say duration 1000, which is 1 second. We're going to say x 0, and then of course we're going to say easing, but for this one we're going to say ease out sign. Just like that. So now if we go ahead and press preview, here is what we should see. Perfect. And now we have completed our very beginner friendly Velo animation project. But that's basically going to wrap it up for today's video. If you all did enjoy and would like to see 2 more episodes of this, please go ahead and press that like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already for more Wix and Editor X content coming out really soon. Thank you all again, and I'll see you all in the next one.